Imagine a beach. Close your eyes and let your mind wander to a place where the sky is a perfect shade of blue, stretching endlessly above you. The water is so clear that you can see the sandy bottom, and it sparkles like 1,000 diamonds in the sunlight, inviting you to take a dip. Palm trees sway gently in the breeze, their leaves rustling softly, creating a soothing symphony that calms your soul. The sand is pristine, soft and white like powdered sugar beneath your feet. Seagulls call overhead, their cries blending with the sound of the waves. This is paradise. But now picture another beach. The water here is murky, clouded with plastic bottles and bags that float aimlessly, a stark contrast to the crystal-clear waters of the first beach. The sand is no longer a pristine white, but is instead littered with discarded toys, food wrappers and cigarette butts, each piece of trash telling a story of neglect and carelessness. A lone seagull pecks at a plastic bottle, mistaking it for food. It's a heartbreaking sight, a reminder of the impact our waste has on wildlife. This is the reality of plastic pollution. It's not just an eyesore, it's a threat to marine life and ecosystems. Our beaches, once symbols of natural beauty and serenity, are now drowning in plastic. The shoreline, once a place of solace, is now a graveyard of human waste. We are at a crossroads. The decisions we make today will determine the future of our beaches and oceans. We can choose to continue down this path of destruction, ignoring the mounting evidence of our impact, or we can choose to act. We can join forces, participate in beach cleanups, reduce our plastic use, and advocate for policies that protect our environment. The choice is ours. Every small action counts, and together we can make a difference. Let's choose to preserve the beauty of our beaches for future generations.
Today's topic is plastic, announces Miss Johnson, our science teacher. She stands at the front of the classroom, her eyes scanning the room filled with curious faces. Plastic is everywhere, she continues, from the bags we use to carry groceries to the bottles we drink from every day. But what many people don't realize is that there's a hidden danger lurking in these everyday items. BPA or bisphenol A is a chemical that has been used in the production of plastics for decades. Miss Johnson explains. BPA stands for bisphenol A, explains Miss Johnson. She writes the acronym on the board, underlining it for emphasis. It's found in a variety of plastic products, including water bottles, food containers, and even the lining of some canned foods. It's a chemical found in many plastics, even some water bottles and food containers. The scary part, she says, pausing to let the gravity of her words sink in, is that BPA can leach into our food and drinks, especially when these containers are heated. The scary part? It can leach into our food and drinks, especially when heated. S5. Miss Johnson shows a diagram of how BPA molecules can migrate from the plastic into the food or liquid inside. BPA? What's that? A student in the front row raises his hand, looking puzzled.
We use plastic containers every day. Another student chimes in. I bring my lunch in a plastic container every day. Is it really that dangerous?
BPA disrupts our hormones and has been linked to serious health issues, Miss Johnson continues. She draws a simple diagram of a hormone molecule and shows how BPA can mimic these hormones, leading to potential health problems. Her words hang in the air, a stark warning about the hidden dangers lurking in our everyday lives. The students sit in silence, absorbing the information. So what can we do? One student finally asks. Miss Johnson smiles. There are alternatives. We can use glass or stainless steel containers and avoid heating food in plastic. Small changes can make a big difference. The classroom buzzes with conversation as students discuss BPA-free alternatives. They talk about the importance of being informed consumers and making choices that protect their health and the environment. Miss Johnson hands out pamphlets with more information on BPA and safe alternatives. Take these home and share them with your families, she says. Education is the first step towards change. As the students leave the classroom, some holding pamphlets and discussing what they've learned, there's a sense of empowerment. They now have the knowledge to make safer choices and spread awareness about the hidden dangers of BPA. One student carefully places a glass container in their backpack, a small but significant step towards a healthier future. The lesson on BPA has not only educated them, but also inspired them to take action. Today, she says, we're going to test for microplastics, tiny plastic particles invisible to the naked eye.
Each group receives a sample of seawater and a special filter.
We carefully pour the water through the filter, trapping any microplastics.
Then, the moment of truth, we examine the filters under microscopes.
The sight is shocking. Tiny, colorful fibers and fragments litter the filters. Microplastics, evidence of our plastic addiction, are everywhere, even in the water we drink.
BPA is an endocrine disruptor. It mimics our hormones, interfering with everything from our metabolism to our reproductive systems. It's even been linked to behavioral problems in children.
We learned that BPA exposure is practically unavoidable.
It's in our food packaging, our water bottles, even the lining of some canned goods.
The thought of this invisible threat lurking in everyday items is unsettling. We realize that plastic is not just an environmental issue, it's a health issue too. The good news, Ms. Johnson assures us, is that we're not powerless. We can all make a difference. Start by becoming conscious consumers. Read labels, choose products packaged in glass or metal, and ditch single-use plastics.
We jot down notes furiously, eager to put her words into action.
The weight of responsibility sits heavy, but a glimmer of hope shines through. We can be part of the solution.
Bring your own reusable water bottle and coffee cup.
Pack your lunch in reusable containers instead of plastic wrap.
Say no to plastic straws, cutlery, and bags.
It's amazing how many simple swaps we can make. We realize that breaking free from plastic is not about sacrifice, it's about making conscious choices.
Recycling is important, Ms. Johnson reminds us, but it's not a magic solution. She emphasizes that while recycling helps manage waste, it should not be our only strategy. We need to think about reducing our consumption and reusing items whenever possible. Recycling is just one part of a larger effort to live more sustainably. The best way to reduce plastic waste is to avoid it in the first place. By choosing reusable containers, we can significantly cut down on the amount of plastic we use. This simple switch can have a big impact on the environment. Imagine if everyone made the effort to use reusable items. The reduction in plastic waste would be enormous. When you do need to use plastic, make sure you recycle it properly. Proper recycling involves cleaning and sorting your plastics correctly. Contaminated or improperly sorted plastics can ruin entire batches of recyclables, making the process less efficient. Taking a few extra moments to rinse out containers and sort them correctly can make a big difference.
We learn about the different types of plastic and how to identify them. Each type of plastic has a different recycling process, and not all facilities can handle every type. Knowing the difference between PET, HDPE, and other plastics can help ensure that your recyclables are processed correctly. This knowledge empowers us to be more responsible consumers.
We discover that not all plastic can be recycled, and that proper sorting is crucial. Some plastics end up in landfills because they are too difficult or costly to recycle. This highlights the importance of reducing our reliance on single-use plastics and supporting innovations in recycling technology. By being mindful of the types of plastic we use, we can help reduce the burden on our waste management systems.
Recycling is only one piece of the puzzle, but it's a crucial step towards a more sustainable future. Alongside reducing and reusing, recycling helps us manage our waste more effectively. It's a collective effort that requires participation from everyone. By making small changes in our daily habits, we can contribute to a healthier planet. Remember, every action counts, and together, we can make a significant impact. Knowledge is power, Ms. Johnson declares. Share what you've learned today with your friends and family. Talk to them about the dangers of plastic pollution and BPA. Encourage them to make changes too.
We are the future, and we have a voice.
By speaking up and sharing our knowledge, we can inspire others to join the movement.
Together, we can create a ripple effect of change.
Students holding up handmade posters with messages like reduce, reuse, recycle, say no to plastic, and protect our planet.
The bell rings, signaling the end of class, but the lesson stays with us.
We leave the classroom with a renewed sense of purpose.
We are not just students, we are consumers, citizens, and advocates.
The fight against plastic pollution is a collective effort.
Governments, corporations, and individuals must work together to find solutions and create a more sustainable future.
The time to act is now. Every small step we take, every piece of plastic we refuse makes a difference. By making conscious choices, we can reduce our plastic footprint and protect our health and the health of our planet. Join the movement for a plastic-free future. Our choices today will determine the world we leave behind tomorrow. Together, we can make a difference.